Aries, welcome back to Steampunk Psyche. I want to say thank you so much if you are a subscriber. If you are brand new to the channel or cross-watching, make sure you come in, hit the playlist, and check out your particular sign, okay? Aries, we're going to do a general reading today. This is the third quarter reading, so if you have not seen the, 2026 and the first and second, make sure you check those out in the playlist, okay? I'll leave some videos at the end of this one if you'd like to see those, okay? You guys, I appreciate you being here. I hope that you like. I hope you subscribe. I hope you leave some comments, okay? I'd really like to know how I'm doing, or if you enjoyed the reading or resonate with the readings. All those things, all those comments are very helpful. Okay, I hope that you are fulfilling your desires. Really, I am a person of desire. I want to move through desires. I want that kind of energy that that moves me. I don't want to move because I'm being forced. Okay, and I hope that you Aries are in the same position. Okay, that you're taking your time, being patient with yourself, and just allowing the universe to open up doors, things that we never thought were even possible. Love, relationships, financial means, stability. Okay, we're going to take a look at your present energy, Aries. The Seven of Pentacles, okay? So the Seven of Pentacles is an investment card, okay? You've planted a seed down there below his feet. You've planted a seed in something. This could talk about a relationship. It could talk about actual wealth or stability, investing in finances or something like that. Perhaps you've invested in your own art or invested into your own music or your own, you name it, down the line. So just take what resonates with you guys, okay? Sometimes they line up, sometimes they don't. Don't try to make the shoe fit, but we're going to keep going. We're going to take a look at your crossing challenge, okay? Wow, that was fast, all right? Your crossing challenge is going to be the Four of Swords, okay? Now, the Four of Swords is a decisive action card. It says that you are going to be forced to make a decision. And I was just talking about a hope that I don't believe in coincidences. I'm just saying there's a reason why I start off the way I do sometimes. I feel it in the energy. But that card is telling me that you are about to make a pretty decisive decision, a life changer. Okay, this is one you've had to really kind of sit on. You notice you got the three swords at the top, okay? And the one that he's laying on the bottom, that is most on your mind right now. So apply what fits here in this scenario, Aries, okay? We're going to take a look now at what kind of energy is lying underneath the surface, okay? What might be laying in the subconscious area, okay? Something that's been buried, maybe. Something that doesn't necessarily have to be a negative scenario. It could be a positive scenario. Something coming up, resurfacing or something like that, okay? So Aries, what is in the foundation here? What kind of foundation are we talking about? Okay, we have the High Priestess card. All right. So, intuition, you're knowing, okay? The High Priestess is the triple moon goddess, all right? She bears that symbol because she knows how to ebb and flow with the seasons, with the changes, okay? And I feel like that this is what's been taking place, Aries, that you've been going along with the seasons, the changes, and intuitively you're gathering up some information about something, okay? Now, perhaps it's that investment, perhaps it's that, that Seven of Pentacles, which was in your present energy, that, am I going to move towards this? I'm just waiting patiently. We could be talking about a relationship or a soul connection maybe coming together, something like that. And maybe that Four of Swords is your challenge, as your challenge card, maybe saying, in fact, I'm a little reluctant in my speech right now, so it almost feels like there has been some lack of communication taking place here. But we're going to find out. We're going to keep going here. Like I said, I don't believe in coincidences, and I don't normally I'm not normally, see, I'm still doing it. Normally, I am able to speak just fine, but I feel like there's some reluctance here. There's some energy of reluctance. There's some energy of perhaps I don't communicate very well. I have a tendency to not communicate, but I'm a very intuitive person. So, okay, Aries. So we're going to look now at the recent past, and why we want to look at the recent past is because of obvious reasons. There are things that are that are maybe been swept under the rug, things that we failed to look at or couldn't see or was blindsided by something. Okay. And these energies have a tendency to follow us in momentum. So the tarot helps us to recognize those things and bring those out. So we're going to pay attention to these things. So the recent past for Aries. All right. And we got the 10 of Wands, and it makes sense. There's a burdensome energy here. Okay. Now, that 4 of Swords, as you're crossing challenge, it makes sense why that's there, okay? You're having to, there's a huge decision that you're about to make. Aries, I'm not sure what that decision is. I can't guess. There's a million possibilities, right? But the 10 of Wands talks about that. I may have said the 10 of Swords. If I did, I apologize. I've been on NyQuil and allergy medicine dealing with a cold sinus thing. But anyway. But yeah, the 10 of Wands is like I said, a burdensome, taking on too much, okay? But it also represents, on another side of this, it also represents your boundaries, what you will accept, what you will not accept, you know? And maybe this high priestess is trying to remind you about your boundaries, about some things to stay sovereign, to stay in your peace, stay in your lane, so to speak, okay? Okay. So that was a recent past, and now we're going to take a look at the possibilities, okay? We want to know if I'm manifesting as above, then so below it must be. So we want to know what the possibilities are here for Aries. Universe, what are the possibilities for Aries, okay? One door closes and another door opens. It's the law of the universe. We can't change it. We wouldn't want to change it if we could, because when we force on things, it never works out the way we want it to. We have the 4 of Pentacles. So holding on to that idea, holding on, hoarding, you know. But the 4 of Pentacles talks about moving out and away from materialistic views, greed. You know, it's it's a card of holding on to wealth, or a card that says I've been holding on to the idea about this relationship or this situation, this investment, whatever it is. Okay. We did have your present energy as the 7 of Pentacles, remember? So I'm kind of wondering, you know, if that investment that we are looking for or looking at, and you have to fill in the blanks there. That could be relationship, what you're investing in, okay? It could be a job, a new job opportunity or whatever. Or you could be in a position where, you know, this other job that I'm looking at going to or wanting to go to, it's got me in the 10 of Wands, okay? It's got me overburdened, overworked, okay? And the thing of it is, I make X amount of dollars there, okay, doing that, even though it's a pain in my ass. And now I have another opportunity, another job over here that I've been looking at, but it's $2 less an hour. Okay. But the benefits are great. So it's kind of like you're weighing out something. Now that's just a one case scenario. This could, if this applied to like a relationship scenario, it's how long do I have to hold on to this idea? Because I feel like there's been a lack of communication if it is relationship bound, but we're going to keep going and we're going to take a look. Okay. All right. So that was the near future. Now we're going to look at the self. Aries, how are you showing up in this situation? Okay. What's your present energy like that? You know, what's your energy on this, whatever this means for you? Universe, what is the energy there? How they're showing up? How is Aries showing up in this situation? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. As the romanticizer, as the romantic. The Knight of Cups shows up, okay? Now, here's the thing with the Knight of Cups, all right? Yes, this is a love offering, an emotional clarity, an emotional coming forth with some information. Somebody could be coming towards you. And like I said, if this is relationship-based, then this offering is going to feel, it's going to feel really, really romantic, romanticized, okay? Now, the thing about it is there's a little bit of unpreparedness about the Knight of Cups, okay? So if we're talking about financial means, then there may be a little bit of a situation where it's an unprepared, like, I know I need to make this move towards that job, but I'm not sure I'm qualified. I'm not sure if and so the idea sounds very romantic that, oh, that would be great. I'm $2 less, but yet the benefits are better. You know, I could get my kids to the daycare over here, blah, blah, blah. Or it doesn't have to apply like that. But I'm saying if it's work related, that could be a scenario. And then on the other side, relationship wise, it could be that there is a knight coming in. Okay. Now, this could be a masculine energy coming towards you. It does not have to be that. It could be a feminine energy coming towards the masculine with some kind of an idea of romance or romanticized ideas. Okay, this could be I'm getting asked out on a date, or you may be starting to flirt around. You know, you're texting and everything's going good. You know, but there's definitely energy of it's coming inward, coming towards you, or you're actually in that position right now. So, all right, we'll take a look. So, yeah, all right. So we want to look at the environment that is around you right now, Aries. What's the environment around Aries right now? What kind of energy is around them? Wheel of Fortune. Okay. All right. So definitely a changing of your luck, changing of a job, changing of a relationship, a definite cycle that is renewing. Okay. One is ending and a new door is opening. Like I said, we could be talking about any of the fixed signs, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius here. We don't have to be, but it could be in that energy as well. But definitely a cycle is closing. So that's what I was trying to say. It's like with the Four of Swords energy that you had from the very beginning there as you're crossing challenge. Now I feel like intuitively speaking, because you did have the High Priestess, you know you're about to have to make a decision, okay? And I feel like that's why the Wheel of Fortune is showing up. Okay. So we're going to keep going now, and we're going to take a look at your hopes, your fears, your wishes, and worries for Aries. What are the hopes, the fears, the wishes, and the worries for Aries? Now we have the Hierophant. Okay. We could be definitely talking about a relationship here. This could be a traditional type relationship or non-traditional. It all is dependent upon the situation in which you're in. And I feel like with this cycle changing, this new cycle beginning, it could be an enlightened scenario, an awakening of some type, something that really, really hits you to the core, something that makes you feel it's a very familiar feeling, okay? The Hierophant is also a student. The Hierophant's a student like the acolytes down below here, the two gentlemen. They're students of the art of religion or spiritual aspects. So there could be something about this that is making you feel, making you have a traditionalist, like you could be like a monogamous type person, but maybe opening your eyes to, let's say, a throuple relationship or something. We don't want to leave anybody out or exclude anybody from anything like that. This does not have to apply to everyone, but this could be another situation where it's non-traditional, okay? But that is the kind of energy there that I'm picking up on. So, and a definite change being that also that you opened up your eyes to, let's say, a new spiritual aspect or a new concept of, you know, if you were a Christian before and now you're looking at, say, Buddhist or Taoist or something like that. So it also has that kind of connotation because the Hierophant is the hierarchy of religious aspects and whatever that is. So, okay, now we're going to take a look at the hopes, fears, wishes, and worries. Hopes, fears, wishes, and worries. Hopes, fears, wishes, and worries for Aries. I'm going to stick to my hand. Okay, we have the Seven of Swords, all right? So the Seven of Swords shows up to tell me that, do I trust this? You know, it is a kind of has a sneaky kind of a connotation to it. You can see the guy, he's kind of walking away from the tent there. He stuck a couple swords in the ground though, right? Kind of like, I'm going to leave those just in case. So maybe if this is relationship wise and you had this Knight of Cups, it's wondering, is this guy, or is this, I said guy, could be a masculine energy, doesn't have to be, but is he playing me? Is he serious? Is he genuine? there seems to be something about it. Am I a trophy? You know, am I a person that's going to be another notch on the belt, so to speak? And I don't mean that in any kind of, not saying that you are that type of person that would allow that in your life, but I am saying there's some kind of a sneakiness and a little endeavor there that's doesn't seem quite as wholesome as I would like to see. But it means also that it's a trust issue, okay? And regardless of what the outcome is over there, it's about you and how you know, how you feel about this. Remember, you have that high priestess in that underlying energy. So keep that in mind. It's about intuition. All right, we're going to take a look at your outcome and the direction for Aries, okay? What is the outcome and direction for Aries? Right now, universe, what is the outcome here for Aries? Okay, definitely a Page of Wands. So there is definitely an offering coming in, okay? A fire energy. The Page of Wands. It's kind of a new idea. I'm not afraid to explore this idea. And like I said, with the Hierophant there, I kind of feel like this may be a non-traditionalist type view. In other words, you could also be like a person that may have been married and you're divorced or separated or whatever, and you're looking and somebody has come into your path, you know, a Knight of Cups. Somebody else is romantic and made gestures toward you. And it's challenging maybe your moral compass in a way, saying, you know, I'm still married, but I mean, we're separated. It's just, so it gets one of those, you know, click on this button here if it's complicated, right? One of those things. And I'm not judging, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying it kind of gets that little note there, but there's definitely somebody coming in that's making an offering. Okay. Now the page could be a younger person, could be younger than you, which makes it that non-traditionalist. You could be older than them. So there could be an age difference. There could be an age mountain in between you two. It doesn't matter. I'm not judging. I don't care. But I'm saying there's something there. Okay. There's something in that Page of Wands. So I kind of feel like the reason why maybe your Four of Swords is there as your challenge card is to say, it's challenging you, you know, to make a decision. Do I move forward with this, or do I continue to allow distrust or a dishonest way of thinking and not to enjoy this new cycle of change that's coming around with the Wheel of Fortune? Excuse me. Okay. Well, I would like to clarify this Page of Wands for you, okay? Aries, I want to know, I'm going to go back down here to the shuffle again. I want to clarify this Page of Wands for you. I want to know, is this a love offering? Is this a soul connection? Is this just a fling, a passing? You know, let Aries know what it is that needs to take place. What's coming up for Aries in this Page of Wands? Let's clarify that Page of Wands, okay? Okay. We've got Judgment, okay? Judgment. It is what it is. Rise up. You know, Gabriel's blowing the horn saying, rise up, be your highest self. Like I said, you had the High Priestess, okay? And I feel like that Judgment is going to, you're going to know this answer. It's coming, whatever it is. And I feel like Judgment is the number 19 card, so it could be within, say, 10 days. It could be the 10th month type scenario. And I don't like to really call that out, you know, because people will be like, JT, dude, that's still not happened or something. But like I said, energy is very specific, but we don't direct it, you know. We can just move with it. Okay. So anyway, Aries, I appreciate you. I hope you got something from this. I hope it's confirmation. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, would you? If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscription button and, you know, stick around, stay in this community. Okay. I love you so very much and I appreciate you. And I hope I get to see you on the next reading. Okay. All right. Bye-bye.